welcome to another scene setting the Chronicles of Darkness Vampire a Requiem. A Requiem for London. Tonight we set the scene with Audrey and Ellen, her ward for the past few nights. You've been driving to and fro, keeping an eye on her, making sure she isn't assaulted by any particular individual.
Yep.
Tonight, you're back at the Red Ocean Club. The Harpies Club. As they're about to enter, as you walk along the path up to the club, up and around the car park, would you like to make me a quick wits composure?
A good old whopping 1 success.
Don't you love the system where you only need 1 success?
I know it, right?
Then, as you walk up to the club, you see a bike racing down the road. And were you not a kindred, you would not see the fact they were driving it with one hand. What appears to be some sort of baseball bat in their left hand as they drive straight by you, ducking yourself and Ellen just in time to avoid it.
Could I make an attempt to grab this person from their bike as they are riding by us?
If you have celerity free, I'll allow it.
Unfortunate, but no, I don't.
That's unlucky. It's mainly because they're driving by very quickly, and if you want to drive that fast, you'll need a bit more than 1 or 2 celerity.
Yeah.
Celerity 5, you're more or less as fast as a bullet, at least in my estimation.
Yeah, I just didn't know if vigor could be substituted for it.
Vigor, no, unfortunately not. Vigor is raw strength, but it's not reflexes.
Fair enough.
So yeah. You could briefly keep up with the bike, but you'd be expending so much blood by using celerity, you don't really have a means to sustain celerity over long distances.
Yeah.
There are rumors that such powers exist, though. But unfortunately, you see them drive by, you duck. From what you can tell, when they attempted to just drive by you, they were clearly aiming at Alan. Could have or shorn her head clean off at that rate of speed. Most people didn't really notice. They didn't really have your keen perception within the night, and they just thought it was a speeding bike. Some people noticed the fact that it was a loud bike speeding by and seemed agitated and irritated at the noise, but they didn't really seem to notice that it was somebody looking to seriously harm someone. The queue sort of mumbles to itself, half distracted with what's going on inside the club. But Ellen is safe, if not a bit shaken.
Audrey's gonna give her like a quick once over, like make sure. Also just like doing it to try and help her calm down. Be like, no physical harm, we're good here. See, I got you.
Yeah, she seems a bit confused. She just goes, "What's that?"
That was probably our air quotes friend that we've been looking for. Seems like he came to find us tonight.
She gives an unsettled grimace. But I haven't done anything. I haven't even... She stops herself before she breaks the masquerade.
You probably haven't done anything, but I feel like a mutual friend of ours may have, and they didn't realize it. We could probably talk more about it inside.
Okay. You head on inside. The club is as busy and bustling as ever. Lots of mortals eager for a kick of a kindred's kiss. But you make your way back up to the suite that the harpy is most often found in. At least you've heard from some of the club goers, the regulars downstairs, that the owner is in tonight.
They're gonna not make a beeline for the suite, but, you know, meander their way. Or at least Audrey is going to meander their way up there. So they can go talk to Amber.
You head on up, and you see the familiar face of the harpy. On her phone, a dizzied model under her sway, recently fed from the looks of things. Handsome looking man.
Audrey will get up there and just kind of clear their throat to alert the harpy of their presence.
Oh, Audrey, impeccable timing.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is one of your regulars.
Maybe. All I can say is I love to make new regulars.
Fair enough. Is he regular enough that we can talk shop?
She will whisper something, seemingly salacious into the model's ear. He'll just go, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just be waiting inside you. And he'll hop on out. Apparently a member of security outside saw a biker just try and run somebody down. Trying to see if we can catch that plate from the cameras.
Yeah, took a nice swipe at me and Ellen.
Her knight in shining armor. I wouldn't have guessed, given your getup.
Yeah, well, don't want to be too conspicuous now, do we?
Well, who knows? Maybe the Invictus will make a lady out of you yet.
Cute.
You are adorable.
Oh, thank you.
Take a seat. I'd like to talk to you both about this.
Audrey will find a seat and sit in the most bisexual way possible, which means not properly in a chair.
So turn the chair around and sit on it back to front.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of those people.
Like one leg tucked up, the other one hanging off the side. Yeah.
The harpy develops an instantaneous enmity towards you. Well, the harpy will look at you and Alan, she'll say, did you notice anything about the bike in particular? Did you catch the plate?
Did I catch the plates?
No, you don't have that devotion, unfortunately.
Damn. No plates. But, I'm sure if I were to look at some tire tracks outside, they're probably the ones similar to the ones we found the other night when we were looking around.
You did notice that the bike does fit the model that, Hartwell spoke of.
Yeah. So. And the fact that he was nimble enough to drive with one hand at that speed and swing a bat that could have easily taken Ellen's head off if I hadn't have seen it first. I'd probably say that's our guy. You say with decent certainty.
It seems that our friend is now targeting my club specifically. This is, the third instance around the club in particular?
Yeah.
It should be noted, Audrey, when you looked at them, you didn't detect any predatory auras, so they are definitely not a kindred.
Oh, yeah. I figured as much. Yeah, so we're definitely dealing with a human, too. So, again, blood dolls that are no longer either welcome in the area or have recently stopped coming around? Any names? Any potential ideas?
There was one mortal I believe Hartwell was looking into. Mr. Barton, not part of my circle anymore. Hasn't been for quite a long period of time.
And why not?
They were too attached.
Uh-huh. You hear that, Ellen? Don't get attached. So.
Ellen
guy...
looks rather awkwardly at the both of you. Get the sense that that warning comes a bit late.
Well, at least don't get attached to the harpy here.
Okay.
So, this guy got feelings, and you cut him loose. So now you've got a scorned lover who's decided that if he can't have you, no one can.
That is my suspicion. I haven't confirmed it yet.
Well, I think the fact that he literally almost decapitated Ellen here earlier tonight can confirm your suspicions.
Someone.
So.
Did. He's not the only mortal I imagine who has a grudge against me. You climb the ladder for a certain number of years, and you realise you have to step on a few toes to get things done. Sometimes that involves compromising somebody's personal life or their career.
Uh-huh.
The mortal turnover is much higher than the kindred one. And I have made it a habit of exposing the less desirable elements of our city.
Right. So, this gentleman who we assume is our culprit still got his contact information?
No, I've tried contacting him. I don't believe he uses that number anymore. I imagine he changed it when we cut ties.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I blocked him first. For the first few nights, he wouldn't stop calling me.
Audrey just kind of shakes her head, like, oh, lady, okay. Alright, so I can't just dial this man up and lay a trap. Good to know. Could always go wait around outside, see if he shows back up. How many blood dolls are there in your nightclub right now?
Well, from those that are of my circle, a few dozen. Those of the wider community, well, I wouldn't say they make up the majority of this club, but they are a substantial portion.
Alright, so we're looking at just focusing in on your circle here. We're looking at a few dozen patrons downstairs. Excellent. Audrey just kind of pinches the bridge of her nose. So, we know the man is in the area and highly dangerous. How's your security detail going to deal with that?
Now we know his MO, we can make some preparations. I might see if I can have some bollards set up along the path. Would at least prevent these drive-bys. We've already increased surveillance over the club. As for the gentleman himself, well, guilty or innocent, we'll need to confirm either way. But that is why I hired you all, after all. It was your job to find the suspect, not me.
True.
And thanks to your efforts, we at least have a name.
We hope. Chris, out of character real fast, all of the assaults, have they happened in the same alleyway, or have they been in just different alleyways outside the club?
So, when you got called to help by, the harpy, if the assaults had taken place around town, within a specific community, that being the individuals, the herds of the neonate populace and of those that belong to the harpy, those models that she had specifically sought out to almost act as a communal herd for kindred that caught her favor or eye. The most recent attacks, though, have centered around the Harpy's club, specifically.
Okay.
Might be coincidence. It is, after all, where many of these targets have been. So it's not necessarily a surprise. Could also indicate a change in MO. Could mean it's a different person. Could mean that the individual, the perpetrator in question, has become bolder if they're attacking somebody's domain directly.
Oh. Question for you, Madam Harpy. Do you happen to have a map, or at least a layout, of the area around your club.
I do. I have a floor plan. Why?
Well, if the assailant is in the area, I would be remiss to let him slip out of it. Now, wouldn't I? Can try and pinpoint where he might be waiting, because the night is still young. I doubt he's done for the evening. Give it the good old stakeout. She smiles.
Before that, though, we do need to discuss something else.
Audrey just kind of quirks an eyebrow.
She'll beckon Ellen over to her. Ellen will sit down with the harpy. So I've heard you've shown an interest in dear Ellen over here.
I mean, I did offer her protection, and that is what I have been doing. So, to show an interest, yes, you'd be correct. I have an interest in keeping her alive.
I've heard a little bit more than that. I'm the harpy after all. I'm supposed to have my ear to the ground.
I'm not sure I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Wow. Alan is a part of the wider community that I'm in touch with. I've been told that you had an interest in introducing her to the movement specifically.
Yes, I introduced her to Foster to let Foster know what I was doing. He is my dad and all. And if she's going to be staying in Carthian territory where I can keep an eye on her, I don't see why the Carthians couldn't also partake and fulfill Ellen's needs for her. But Ellen is free to go or visit whomever she wants.
If you continue helping me to resolve this little issue I've been having, I'd be quite happy for that move to become permanent. Alan, well, as part of the larger community circle, the kindred that partake of her presence tend to be quite protective of her. Anyone part of that particular community, as am I did work very hard to set it all into motion. And I have become quite aware of various kindred attempting to, exploit that poach these people, if you will. Something I don't take kindly to. But of course, if that was never your intention and this is all just a spurious rumour, well, I'm happy we could clear that up.
I assure you, I have no intentions of poaching off your herd. If anything, I'm just trying to do my best to keep Ellen safe. As a Carthian, my word is my bond. If I really wanted to poach a herd, I would have Googled her.
Now that would have required payment. Something Hartwell has learned the hard way.
Now that's interesting.
He was a little bit sloppy in my domain and believed that I wouldn't notice or wouldn't be told. And that is, the latter is the big one. People tell me everything.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, what kind of harpy would you be if you didn't always have your ear to the ground?
Exactly. Wouldn't be a harpy at all. I'd be a harpy in name only. And the only thing worse than not having a title is to have one that doesn't matter.
I could agree with you there.
And I hope you don't feel insulted when I say this, but you know, in many ways you do resemble a young Invictus. It's quite funny, really. Yep.
Well, from what I've heard, Carthians and Invictus are two sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's
But
fine.
just don't let the rest of the movement hear you say that.
It's okay, I won't tell anyone.
Much appreciated. But what about that stakeout? Thankfully, I'm not going to actually need a stake, because gods, would that be annoying.
That would be unfortunate. If a kindred was after me, oh, I'd be a lot more disturbed.
Yeah, we have enough problems with the domain as it is, but let's see if we can at least fix this one first.
Of course. Do you have us leave Ellen here in the meantime?
If you wouldn't mind, I'm sure Ellen, would you like to stay here and catch up with some of your friends while I take care of business, or?
Alan, please. She'll take Ellen's cheek with her hand and turn her face towards her. Why don't you catch up with me? And we'll let Audrey catch up with what's going on out there. Looking at Ellen's expression, you can clearly tell that the Daver's use of majesty is in effect.
Of course she is. Audrey just kind of rolls her eyes, like, yeah, whatever. That's fair.
The harpy will lean back into her sofa, let Ellen rest on her shoulder, and will simply say, "Have fun, Audrey, and who knows, maybe if you make it back soon, you can take up the other shoulder."
Well, we'll have to see, won't we?
Yes, we shall. Do you go staking out?
We're gonna go stake out. Let's see if we can find this guy.
Roll me Wits plus investigate.
What happens if I don't have one of those dice pools, Chris?
Well, it's a mental challenge, so it's -3 dice.
So it's gonna be a chance die.
It's okay, Benji's the one that investigates, you just punch things.
Yeah, as it say, it was just one of those. I'm like, she was just gonna go sit on the rooftop and see if she could literally see, like, put eyes on this person.
Well, what you get?
Let's see. How do I roll a chance die? Is it just one die?
You just roll 1, and if it turns up a 10, it's a success. If it's a 1, it's a botch.
Oh, fun. I got 2 successes!
It counts only as 1.
Yeah, I know.
Chance die don't. Yeah, that's funny though. Lol. Alright. So, during your little stakeout, you don't find the man on a motorcycle. Wherever he went, he's long gone. From what you can tell, he was cycling the block, waiting for somebody he recognized, most likely. No report of any other attack until you showed up, so was probably specifically targeting Alan. What you do find though is down in a car park, you can see there's a fence that separates the path from the park itself. And on one of the cast iron pikes, it's not very tall, It's just there to prevent vehicles from driving into it, not driving just willy-nilly. You see there's something that's snagged on it, which you normally wouldn't pay much mind. But you can see that it appears to be like a scrap of what appears like a scrap of some sort of coat, raincoat. What sticks out to you is that it has a bit of sellotape on it, and you remember the perpetrator from the original attacks had taped the cuffs of their clothes to reduce air resistance. You could maybe bring this to Ben and he could perhaps figure out who this individual is.
Yeah, poor Benji.
Benji, the spirit's touch bot.
Yeah.
You don't find much else though. This person clearly didn't want to stick around after failing his attack. He was lucky that you didn't have the celerity to just immediately catch him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah, Audrey's gonna take the piece of clothing and try and pick it up, but without touching it, like using her like flipping her coat pocket inside out and like grab it with the coat pocket, so that way if he needs to ask it like something silly like who touched you last, it wasn't Audrey. And then make her way back inside.
And you re-enter. You find that Alan is simply lying on the shoulder of the harpy, their throat having been punctured. The harpy licking the blood off of one of her fingers. Ah, I see you're back rather soon.
Yeah, turns out our guy was smart. It didn't want to stick around, but he wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Audrey just pats the outside of their coat. So, who do I need to speak to about getting potentially that plate off of your security cameras?
My, all business, very establishment. Well, the man you want to speak to is called Doe. He runs the cameras. He'll have the number for you.
Appreciate it. Audrey does give like a little squint at the establishment comments, like, and then rolls her eyes and then turns around to go find Doe.
You find Mr. Doe, you're guided to the security rooms, and surprisingly, he's a lovely man. Gets your name, happily hands over the license plate to you. Wishes you well. Offers you a mint.
Audrey will take the mint and be like, "Thanks, man." Stick it in her pocket. Be like, "Save that for my drive home."
Yeah, anytime. Safe travels.
Thanks. Don't let Amber work you too hard.
Ah, she'd never.
Good. If she does, you know who to come find.
I do.
Audrey gives the man a firm handshake as a thank you and a farewell, and goes back to collect what's left of Ellen. That's not a puddle on top of the harpy.
Oh, pardon, I didn't quite catch that last part.
I said, after Audrey gives the man a firm handshake, not bigger firm, but like human firm, and goes to collect what's left of Ellen.
Yeah, you just find Ellen resting in Harpy's lap. Harpy is playing with her hair.
Alright, sleepyhead, let's get you home. Audrey does the Dava thing. Goes and just scoops her up with one arm. It's a good thing I'm the DD.
Yes, you are. And I do appreciate your help, Audrey. I am thankful for it. In spite of my market barbs.
Comes with the territory, I'm sure. At least you, you know, I'll take jabs any day over, exploding cigars.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, that one's gonna be hard to top.
How very uninvictus of you. Whatever shall the prince think?
Oh no, I'm quivering in my shoes.
Oh, careful. You haven't seen him when he truly is angry. He's a remarkably muted man.
Audrey just kind of shrugs. A man lacking passion, I'm not afraid of.
There's one thing I have learned as both a Deva and a sanctified, is that we all have our passions. She will get up from her chair. And she will walk up to you and she'll say, "But as I said, I am thankful. And have a good night." And she will daintily kiss you on the cheek.
Audrey just kind of chuckles and tries to like hoist Ellen into what would be like a normal human carrying position instead of just literally like a sack of potatoes over her shoulder. How big is Ellen?
Ellen is voluptuous, but she's not particularly heavy.
How tall?
She's quite a short woman.
Okay.
Like 5'6", 5'5".
Oh, okay. It's still gonna look funny. So, Audrey, I guess, is gonna try and like sling her around like a backpack. Because Audrey is like 5'1", 5'2". And, just kind of piggyback this woman out of the club.
It does catch a few gazes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just another drunk person being escorted out of a club. It's probably no big deal.
Pretty much. You can hear, just for the show, Audrey muttering over and over like, "Damn, Ellen, can't hold your liquor, blah, blah, blah." And, as soon as they get outside, Audrey's gonna book it to the car.
And with that, I think we're good to end the scene there. Thank you, Play for playing. Thank you, watchers, watching. We'll see you all next time.